What an odd dream. Even as I try to focus on the odd conversation from my dream last night, it fades. Was it just a dream, or was I remembering something? Lonely? I do have a sense that I was lonely before I came to Lightshire, and if that conversation really occurred, though, what could it mean? Oh well, I can't remember it well enough to try and figure anything out. If it was important, maybe it will come back to me eventually. Preferably with the rest of my memories. For the moment, I have more important things to worry about. It's time to visit High Cleric Nensai. And off we go to visit that guy, you know. Once again, we gather in the town square. Is everyone prepared for what could be our final battle against the Dark Wolves' master? You said that exact same thing yesterday. Yep, deja vu. Feel like I've been here before. Since Dr. Takuzawa is innocent, it applies equally well to our upcoming confrontation. No, it does not. She looks tense. Not like she's prepared for a battle, but more like she's afraid she'll start shouting if she doesn't restrain herself. She looks pretty angry. High Cleric Nensai is a good, wonderful person. And maybe he'll prove his innocence too. He will. We won't know for sure until we get there. And this time we need a plan. What sort of plan? The sort that doesn't involve us walking in blind and hoping the prophecy will tell us what to do next. I agree. In fact, I already made a plan last night. You did? I was trying to work out my own plan. I didn't expect she'd already have one. Of course, plans can change. We don't know exactly what we'll face. However, I think our best course of action is this. When we arrive at the cathedral, we confront High Cleric Nensai with our suspicions. If he denies them, we demand to see all of his work concerning Ascendant magic. I'd been thinking of something a little more subtle, trying to learn what Nensai was up to without accusing him right away. What's the matter, Hayato? You look surprised. It's nothing. I just had a different plan in mind. What is it? I thought it would be better to act friendly at first and see if we could get some details from Nensai before we accuse him. Maybe we should go with your plan. What? I still prefer the direct approach in a situation, but you're the hero chosen by the prophecy. We should go with the plan you like best. I didn't expect her to put the decision in my hands because of the prophecy. Then again, I didn't expect her to suggest an alternative right away either. Which is better, the subtle approach I wanted or the direct confrontation she prefers? Subtlety or a direct approach? We gotta get this out of the way, so we got to hammer down on him and figure out who the heck is in charge of the Dark Wolves. Let's stick with your plan. Oh? After thinking about it, a direct confrontation sounds better after all. Very well, thank you. What will we do if we learn High Cleric Nensai is involved in the attacks? Then it will likely come to a battle. We'll fight the way we usually do, but I think it would be best if Aiko retreats to Lightshire to get reinforcements. What? Why me? How is it possibly a good idea to send our healer away? I've bought plenty of potions. We should be able to hold our own. If he can summon Dark Wolves to help him, we'll need reinforcements, and sending away one of our primary damage dealers is a bad idea. Besides, she's the one who will have the most difficulty fighting him. Aiko looked down at the ground. But I don't want to go. You'd rather stay and fight High Cleric Nensai? No. But if it really comes to that, I want to be there. She turns to me. Once again, we should let the prophecy dictate our course of action through its hero. Hayato? I hesitate. It's clear from Shisa's tone that she believes we should send Aiko away during the battle. I'm not sure if it's about reinforcements at all, or just because Aiko believes in Nensai so much. It could be a problem if someone on our side won't fight the enemy. On the other hand, Aiko sounds so determined to stay, and if it ends up being the final battle, this is one where she believes she'll die. She must really be determined if she wants to be there with us despite her fears. Ooh, okay. I am going to go with sending her to leave to give her swift reinforcements. I think she makes a good argument. I'm sorry, Aiko, but if we have to fight Nansai, I want you to go for reinforcements. You too? She sighs and looks away from me. If that's what you really want, I'll do it. Thank you. Are we ready to go then? I think so. Wait, first I want to say something. She takes a deep breath and stands to face all of us. Maybe it's easy to mistrust High Cleric Nansai. Adventurers have faced evil religions in the past, but he isn't like that. He's a good man. I was wrong about Dr. Takizawa, and I know when we get to the high water, you'll see that you're wrong. There's no way High Cleric Nansai has any tie to the Dark Wolves. It's Brad. Hey, I don't mean to interrupt, but did you say you're going to high water? She did. Why? I'll go with you. I have a quest reward to collect for High Cleric Nansai. He asked me to return his copies of Advanced Summoning and Summoning Through the Ages to the library. Silence follows his statement. Advanced Summoning? Summoning Through the Ages? Those sound like the books someone would need if they were summoning the Dark Wolves. A clue! This might be our guy. Did I say something wrong? No, it's fine. That is... A moment later, she overcomes her shock and composes herself. The attacks began too long ago for him to still have the books now. What if he needed to refine his technique, or what if he checks the books out regularly, because he can't perform the summoning magic without them? No! We won't find out the truth standing around here. Sorry, but what are you arguing about? We're on our way to high water to confront and possibly fight High Cleric Nansai. If you no longer wish to accompany us, we'll understand. High Cleric Nansai? Sounds like it could be a major story quest. I wouldn't miss this for the world. He hesitates. Just one thing, though. Will you let me collect my request reward before the fighting starts? Of course. Then I'm on board. Oh boy. I'm not sure I'll understand this place. If everyone's ready, then we should leave. Okay, we set out across the field together, and I realize I have no idea where high water is. How do we get to high water? I swear, every time I see that word, I am about to say Hogwarts. I'm terribly sorry. I might slip and actually say it. It's north of Lightshire, so the quickest path from here is through the forest. Alright. I wonder how many places I'll see before I go back to my world, if I ever go back. That is, if this world is anywhere near the size of ours, the few areas around Lightshire are only a small fraction. It's still mind-boggling to think there's an entire second world here. Hayato, you look dazed. Sorry, just lost in thought. Let's keep moving. The roads around high water are fairly safe, but we don't want to waste time. No, we don't. We walk through the forest quietly. I glance up at the trees and can't help but remember my first trip here with Shiori. The thought makes me look at her, but when our gazes meet, she rolls her eyes and looks away. Oh, okay. Once we've traveled a fair distance, Aiko steps to my side. I need to discuss something with you. It's very important. What is it? Given her situation, she's probably worried about either our upcoming confrontation with Nansai or her own death. If you have any feelings for me, please forget them. Wow. Okay, that is definitely not what I expected at all. What? You don't want me to die, do you? Of course not. Well, I've been thinking things over. You might have a point when you claim I can survive this after all, but not if I'm part of a love triangle. Wow. What? You're the hero when the hero ends up in a love triangle. One of the love interests is likely to die. To remove the problem, since I already meet some criteria to die, it'll probably be me. Wait a minute. Just who do you think is the third member of this love triangle? Oh, it's pronounced me. I don't know what you think. Strictly speaking, the sort of situation Aiko describes would be relevant, even if no one had feelings for Hayato. So long as he had feelings for at least two of them. I look at Brad to see if the only other guy here shares my awkwardness of this discussion of my potential romantic interest. But he's nodding as though the conversation is completely normal. I hope death by love triangle isn't common here. Ooh. So please, Hayato, for my sake, if I'm part of a love triangle with you, forget your feelings for me. What? Okay. I wish I could pretend the topic never came up, but she watches me expectantly and she must want an answer. Come on. You think it's that easy? Not like he can just flip a switch and turn off his feelings. If he even has feelings for you, which is pretty arrogant to assume. Well, what? No, I didn't mean it in an arrogant way. And what if it's a love quadrangle? A what? Quadrangle, you know, with 4 people involved? He's right, and the participants of a love quadrangle often end up paired off without anyone dying. Paired off. Brad, are you saying you're one of the 4? Are you in love with one of us? Wait, what? How did I end up? Enough. This conversation was ridiculous. Let's stop worrying about who loves who and get back to saving Lightshire, alright? To my relief, that ends it. I meet Shiori's gaze and give her a grateful nod, but she just rolls her eyes again. Could you not be so sassy, Shiori? We continue on the rest of the way in silence. Here we are. Highwater is a big city, and much larger and more crowded than Lightshire. We also passed groups of adventurers on our way, busy with what appeared to be organized patrols to keep monsters away from the main road. Knowing that adventurers in a town like this follow the guidelines created in a tiny place like Lightshire gives me new respect for the guildmaster. He must have been one determined guy to make everyone listen to him. Is something wrong? Huh? You look disturbed. I was just wondering what things would be if I lived in a city like this instead of Lightshire. It's so big. Even if people heard about my reputation, they might not recognize me. Maybe I'd be able to make friends. That's good. She looks around the city with an expression of mingled longing and distaste. Definitely an odd combination. I don't know. I can see the advantages, but it's so big. And that's what she said. Just kidding. This is nothing. The world is filled with bigger cities than this little town. What? Bigger than Highwater? How does anyone ever find anything? I don't know about the other cities, but it's pretty easy to get around Highwater once you're familiar with it. It is? This is the side of Shiori I'm unfamiliar with. She's always calm and in control, capable of handling any situation. Yet the thought of living in Highwater has her completely flustered. Now that I think about it, she grew up in a village and she spent most of her life since then in Lightshire. A place like this must be overwhelming. I wouldn't want to live here either, though I prefer a quiet place like Lightshire. Me too. They stare at each other. Maybe they can't believe they're agreeing on something. We don't have time for this debate. The merits of city life after we've dealt with Highwater, Highclere, Nensai. I'm not sure that's the sort of thing she should say out loud in the middle of Highwater. If anyone heard, they don't care. None of the passerby may pay us any attention. High Cleric Nensai will prove his innocence. So you believe. I know it. Follow me. The cathedral is this way. Oh my gosh, that is so beautiful. If Highwater looked massive compared to Lightshire, it's nothing compared to how the cathedral dwarfs the tiny church. It's an impressive sight and a bit intimidating. We're not going up against some eccentric scientist who lives on the edge of town this time. We're going after a very powerful man. Remember, let me turn in my quest first. Very well. He nods and raises his voice. Your Holiness, are you here? I'll be there in a moment. We wait. After a few minutes, the door near the altar opens and the High Cleric steps out. He bows to the altar and then walks down the aisle to greet us. Oh, hello. What has brought such an illustrious gathering to my humble hall? I can't tell if he's mocking us or trying to be friendly. I've returned your books to the library, Your Holiness. Ah, and now you would like your quest reward. Thank you for your assistance, child. Take this and use it well. He hands Brad a pouch that jingles with coins. Thank you. Brad steps back, but instead of leaving, he sits down in one of the cathedral pews and watches us. I guess he wants to see how things turn out. He did say he wouldn't miss this for the world, after all. High Cleric Nensai looks at the rest of us. I assume he did not need so large an escort to keep him safe on the road to Highwater, and I have not put forth any other recent requests. He trails off, and a shadow of suspicion clouds his face. This isn't good. Could he know why we're here? We exchange glances. She nods grimly and steps forward. High Cleric Nensai, we know what you're up to. Nensai abruptly begins to laugh. Your Holiness, what are you doing? So you've learned my secret, have you? I should have known it was only a matter of time. Wait, is this it? He's not even going to pretend to be innocent. Oh my god, could we have actually found who's in charge of the Dark Wolves? Oh my. The hour has come. Behold, the dawn of a new age, foolish adventurers. She grabs her daggers and draw my sword. Shiori lifts her hands about to prepare a spell. From the pew, Brad gets to his feet as if he might join the battle. But Aiko just continues to stare at Nensai with a crestfallen expression. Your Holiness, you can't be serious. You're right, I'm not. A dramatic... Nani? The dramatic air he adopted a moment ago fades and he shrugs. Don't scare me like that. I apologize. Shiori and Brad look as bewildered as I feel. What was that all about? High Cleric Nensai, we came here because we believe that I'm up to something evil, correct? Well, yes. Do you know how often I have to deal with this? Every few weeks a group of adventurers show up armed to the teeth and swears they've uncovered my evil deeds. It's gotten to be the most tiring. If armed warriors showed up on a regular basis to kill me, I don't think tiring is the way I'd describe it. I know some of my predecessors tried to make themselves gods, and there was that nasty business with the Inquisition. And a few high clerics tried to wipe out the rest of the world's religions. But really, I don't understand why people hold it against me. With all due respect, Your Holiness, you just shouted that we're about to witness the dawn of a new age. You'd have to admit, that's a bit suspicious. I've always wanted to say something dramatic like that. It's so monotonous to explain that I'm not an evil man. He pretended to be the bad guy because he was bored? Explain it anyway. He does not seem amused at all by the high cleric's antics. Very well then, child. I shall explain myself. First, however, I need to know what I'm being accused of this time. Do you think that I was after godhood, world domination? Perhaps I'm an embezzler? Actually, we thought you might be the person sending the Dark Wolves to attack Lightshire. What? They thought that I didn't. We have to be sure. Exactly, is it too serious a situation to ignore any possibilities? We even investigated poor Dr. Takizawa the other day. This is a new one. No one has ever accused me of attacking Lightshire. Why would I ever want to hurt that pretty little town? We don't know your motives, but you've been researching Ascendant magic and summoning spells. That's right. Summoning magic. Yes, because the Dark Wolves appear in a flash of light, correct? It makes sense that such magic is at work. And I assume we came to the conclusion that a human's behind his attacks. Someone able to communicate with and command the Dark Wolves, and so he connected them to Ascendancy. Right. That is the same conclusion I came to. Are you saying your research is because you want to track down the source of attacks just like we do? She sounds skeptical. I am. You sound sincere. Is it possible we're all trying to do the same thing? Just someone on the outside? Maybe your investigation looks just as suspicious as Dr. Takizawa and High Cleric Nensai's research did to us. I sheathed my sword, and after a moment, she puts her daggers away. See, you got all worked up for nothing. What about the summoning magic? Clearly, he was studying it because of the Dark Wolves. Yeah, right. Didn't you hear him a minute ago? You had to think about it before you realized why we linked the Dark Wolves to summoning magic. In that one book, Brad said he returned to the library. Advanced summoning? That's the sort of thing you'd read to learn how to do it, not to study the concept. Well, I'm sure you are correct, child. I have attempted to learn summoning magic. Aiko falls silent and we all look at him. He must have a good explanation or he wouldn't sound so calm. Have you seen the prophecy about the Dark Wolves? My heart skips a beat. Prophecy? The one Sheets believes named me as the hero who saved Lightshire? We found the prophecy in the Temple of Bizal, if that's what you mean. That's correct. He folds his hands and quotes the prophecy from memory. Only one can stop the Ascendant Heart, a traveler to our land sent by the gods from another world. She's gasped and takes a step back. If you were trying to summon the Dark Wolves, I see by the look in your eyes that you have guessed the truth. Correct? I attempted to summon the prophesied hero to our world. No way! I couldn't help the outburst. I wondered how I came into this world, but I never imagined High Cleric Nensai summoned me here. Indeed, however, my efforts were not Although I felt the presence of another world, my summoning circle remained empty. No hero appeared. I am a priest, not a mage. My skill must have not been enough. But, Your Holiness, if the prophecy says the gods would send someone, why did you try to summon a hero yourself? The gods frequently work through us, child. It would be irresponsible of me to wait patiently for the gods to act, because they might have intended to act through me. Alas, it was for nothing. Not necessarily. Whatever do you mean? She meets my gaze and I nod with a shrug. I won't do any harm for an insider to know the truth about me, especially if he's the one who brought me here. Hayato from another world. Hayato is from another world. Hayato? Me. You? He stares at me for a moment. He opens his mouth without saying anything. Is it really that hard to believe? Then again, we didn't get off on the right foot when we first met. But that cannot be. I know Hayato doesn't look like a great hero, Your Holiness. Hey, it isn't that. After all, many heroes come from humble origins, however. Follow me and I'll show you. He leads us out to the front of the cathedral behind the altar. Oh my. This is a summoning circle. That's exactly what I said, Aiko. Please do not look so distraught, child. I use this magic with the god's blessing. I know a little bit about summoning circles. The person or creature you summon is supposed to appear in it, right? Correct. Yet mine remained empty. If I summoned anyone to our world, whether Hayato or someone else, they should have appeared here. Instead, I woke up in Lightshire. Several miles from where you conducted the spell. You're right, it doesn't add up. And yet, could it really be a coincidence? When did you appear in this world, child? One day before I met you. When did you attempt the spell, Your Holiness? One day before I asked two of you to visit the ancient library of Kur. In other words, the same day Hayato appeared in Lightshire. But if Hayato didn't appear in a summoning circle like he was supposed to, what does that mean? Maybe something interfered. What do you mean? Maybe he summoned me into this world, but something went wrong with the spell before I could make it all the way to high water. And the magic dropped you in Lightshire? Is that possible? It might be, but it doesn't sound like the result of a normal accident. It would take powerful magic to interfere with a spell like that. Do you truly believe you are the one who will stop the Ascendant heart named by the prophecy? Well, I want to stop the Dark Wolves at least. Then you have my blessing. May the gods watch over you and protect you in your quest. May they guide you to the truth and bring peace to our world. Thank you. However, I should ask, was my explanation satisfactory, or do you still suspect me? I'm satisfied. I am too. Me too. I just came along to see what would happen. I don't think His Holiness is responsible either, but that leaves us without any leads to follow. Not again. We're back to square one. She's right. Our clues pointed us toward Dr. Takizawa and High Cleric Nensai. If neither of them is guilty, we're out of ideas again. What is it? It could be a coincidence, and I hesitate to cast suspicion on anyone without proof, but I've heard strange stories lately of a mysterious swordsman who roams our land. That's right, I heard a rumor like that too. His origins are unknown, his swordsmanship is unmatched, and they say he speaks with monsters that they were human. Ascendant magic. So it would seem. Mysterious swordsman. Somehow it always comes to that. I guess we should try to find him. May the gods watch all over... Pardon me. May the gods watch over all of you. Thank you, Nensai. Thank you. Back out on the streets of Highwater, we stopped to consider the situation and figure out our next move. Well, I'm heading back to Lightshire. This was fun. We should do it again sometime. Go away, Brad. I don't like you. I hope he means adventuring together, not accusing prominent religious leaders of summoning monsters. Bye. Bye. Brad. We all say farewell to Brad, and he heads out of Highwater. Once we're alone, she faces us. We need to find the swordsman. But how? If there are rumors about him, we might be able to track him that way. People must talk when he's in town. Alright, let's split up and... Oh, God! Ugh. What in the world? I reach for my sword. Calm down. If he's not in the Temple of Bezal, he's off duty. Off duty? An off-duty ghost? Are you sure? Oh, please calm down. You're the 10th person who screamed, and I've only been in high water for 10 minutes. It just keeps up shopping in high water will stop being fun, too. Two? It's no fun at the Coliseum today. A couple of real weirdos keep stirring up trouble. He's calling someone else weird? What sort of trouble? One of them keeps acting like he can understand the monsters. Oh my god. He watches the fights and mutters under his breath what the monsters are feeling. It's downright creepy. And if it's enough to give a ghost the creeps, you know it's bad. He can understand the monsters? I look at her. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? This mysterious man, is he a swordsman? Yes, he carries a sword. How did you know? There he is. Here's our guy. Well, for sure. I'll explain another time. For now, we have to leave. We're due at the Coliseum to see just who these troublemakers are. Well, we're not going to the Coliseum just yet. I am going to leave off this episode here. I am so sorry for cutting it off like that. But hey, it's good to have a little suspense between episodes. So, thank you so much for watching. Before I end the video, please go check out my good friend Michael's channel. He has some amazing stuff over there. His content is pretty damn good and he does an amazing job. So go show him some love and go show him some support. Thank you guys so much for watching, and like always, I will catch you all in the next video. Stay awesome. Bye.